What's up, guys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm your host, Robert Durden, and this is a story I don't think you'll see basically anywhere else, and definitely not in mainstream media, but it should be a bombshell. Now, early on in my show, one of the first 5 episodes I did, we talked about how Nancy Pelosi had invested heavily in Tesla. She and her husband obviously have hundreds of millions of dollars. I think they're worth something like $140 million. And a lot of that is through investments. And if you asked me, I don't think that politicians should be able to own stock, and that's what that episode was about on our show. And Nancy Pelosi is at it again. So, like, the report that just came out shows, how a lot of these politicians are spending their money, right? And I've got the tweet right here, and then the report in front of me. Thanks to Robbie Yeager at Robble to Fire, ROBLETOFIRE. That's where I saw this, and it shows that Nancy Pelosi bought something like up to $10 million worth of Microsoft stock 2 weeks ago, on March 19th. Why is that a big deal? Because the Pentagon just announced that a $22 billion contract is going to Microsoft for headsets. And the stock has gone up something like 2% already since that came out. You know, Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading. How is it Nancy Pelosi's allowed to do this stuff? You should not be allowed to, like, dabble in the stock market when you can affect the market by yourself by legislating a certain way. You can choose who gets these contracts because you're in such a high position of power, and enrich yourself by just investing in this, a couple weeks or a month beforehand. And it gets even worse. A lot of the Republicans were actually, as COVID were hitting, were actually investing in stocks, that would definitely enrich themselves, including companies that were making body bags. But a lot of them will just, they'll just invest in things that they know are going to make money, like Gilead, which is a huge pharmaceutical company, or any of these huge pharmaceutical companies are a good investment. So they all invest in pharmaceutical companies because they know that COVID's about to get bad. Now, that's just that they had a briefing that no one else was privy to, and then they go and invest in the stock market appropriately. How is that not insider trading? How are these people not going to jail? And Nancy Pelosi is at it again. I highly doubt you'll see this barely anywhere, but I wanted to get it out to you ASAP because she does this routinely, and she's by no means the only one who does it. So, I mean, if you do the math, let's say that she actually did, because you can't tell exactly, it says something like she made 2 transactions between $1 million and $5 million on the 19th of stock in Microsoft. So, it could be somewhere between $2 and $10 million. But, let's say, for instance, let's say it's $5 million she just invested in Microsoft. 2% of $5 million just with the bump that just happened because of the Pentagon releasing information that Microsoft got this contract. I mean, that's an enormous amount of money that she just made. What is it? 1% of 5 million is what, 50,000, or is it 5,000? I can't do math, but it's still it's thousands of dollars. It takes most of us a month to make what Nancy Pelosi just made in a few minutes from just doing basically what's insider trading. So this is crazy that it's even allowed. It's frustrating because, like I said, Nancy Pelosi is one of the richest people in Congress. All of them should have to forfeit all of this stuff while they're in office, obviously, because there's no one that has more influence over the markets and who gets contracts from the government that are private companies than these politicians. So what they do is they just wheel and deal behind the scenes and buy stock in the company that they know they're already going to give the contract to, and they make a ton of money off of none other than their own decision to go with a certain company. So it's bananas. It's insider trading. Like I said, Martha Stewart can go to jail, so can Nancy Pelosi. So I'll post a link to this below, and I highly recommend you follow Robbie Yeager, Jaeger, Robbie Yeager. Thank you for this, bud. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.